Hey, it's Mina, and in this video we're going to talk about everything you need to know about the month of August. We'll discuss your love life, money, health, work, and what Spirit has to say. I'm actually going to shuffle on camera today, so I don't have any piles pre-prepared, but if you could just choose between the three crystals you see here, I'll give you a second. If you're drawn to two, that's okay. Definitely watch both. I think you're going to get messages in each of them that are specifically tailored towards you. If you'd like a personalized reading, I do offer them on my website at www.minanixtarot.com. In the description box below, I'm going to link some timestamps to the crystal of your choosing, crystal 1, 2, or 3. If you'd like to skip over the shuffling, that's completely fine. I get it. I will also put a link to skip over the shuffling for each pile so you can get right into your reading. Grab your mug of coffee or tea and read some tarot with me. Hey, number one, if you chose this crystal, then this reading is for you. I'm going to go ahead with the shuffling. Again, if you'd like to skip this, there is going to be a link in the description box below where you can skip straight to your reading. You've only pulled major arcana from the tarot deck, which is interesting. It's going to be a big month for you, group 1. Okay, group number 1, you're represented by the moon, the unknown, combining what your intellect and your intuition are saying together. Nothing's really as it seems. You're starting to uncover some illusions, some things you've held on and believed about life for a long time, and you're sort of starting to break those down and look at those and see if those are real beliefs that you actually hold or if it's something you've been taught to hold. And going into this month, you're really trying to figure out where you stand again in the world and what you kind of believe about what is and what isn't true in the world and with people. So that brings us right into love. You've got the Judgment card reversed and the Artemis reverse. So A lot of internal struggling going on with love. For those of you in a relationship, group number 1, you're really struggling with a big decision that can either move forward the relationship or end the relationship on the spot. So you're actually contemplating changing up your relationship in some kind of way. Artemis here is kind of advising you to rest your eyes and release the tension in your body. Really work on relaxing your body so that you can get a clearer mind and make this decision with greater ease. It seems you're really fixating on one particular outcome and you're not really giving all of the others a try. So definitely take a break, breathe, look at everything around you, and then make your decision moving forward. And if you have to call on your spirit guides and ask them what the best decision is, they're definitely telling me they're standing there ready to help out. For those of you in group number 1 that are single, this is indicating that you are kind of being a bit shy with the person you're interested in. You're a little bit afraid of letting them know that you kind of like them or you want to date them. This is saying that if you don't just go for it, ask them out, really start flirting with them, you're always going to have that wonder in the back of your mind of what if? What if I didn't go for it? You're focusing so much on the rejection that you're not allowing the possibility of a blossoming relationship happening there. Artemis is not specifically saying like, oh, and they're going to take it really well and you're going to run off and you're going to be married. That's not exactly what this is saying here, but it's saying that that is a possibility, that you're doubting yourself, you're kind of lacking some confidence in yourself, and it's making it so you're not going after the things that you want and deserve. Moving on to money, you've got the Chariot reversed here. This is basically saying no impulsive purchases this month. You shouldn't be rushing into anything rashly, making deals quickly, and not seeking out the advisement of others. And definitely you need to be looking into things yourself. Reading, if you have to sign a contract this month, you really need to read that fine print because something's going to be in there that's a bit off and you need to catch it before you sign your name to that thing. So definitely be looking at everything before you financially commit to anything. For health here, we've got the 5 of Swords and celebrate friendships. You just kind of feel mentally drained this month. You're really, as you can see with all the reversals, you're really going through a bit of a internal struggle and you're just sort of drained of all of your energy. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. It's time to meet yourself with kindness. And if you can't meet yourself with kindness, then you need to reach out to friends who will be kind to you. You need to really rely and allow them to compliment you, allow them to lift you up during this month because you're really just kind of tired and you might start engaging in some self-sabotaging behaviors if you don't allow these people to lift you up. This is all sacral chakra stuff, so I really, really encourage you to look into meditations, into sleep music even that deals with the sacral chakra so you can really get that healed up. I think it's going to make you feel a lot less tired. It's going to put you in a more creative, visionary type of space, and it's going to help you sort of connect back to this intuition, to dealing with like, what do I do now that I know the things that I know and I know that the world is a bit different? How do I assimilate that in my brain? For work, we have death. Okay, so if you are kind of holding on to a project or a job that is just really no longer working for you, this card is saying don't get too attached. Spirit is probably going to be shifting that, changing that a bit. That's definitely confirmed again by this moon card here, basically saying that you're learning new things about yourself, about the world, about what you believe in. And so with that, passions and life purpose is going to change. And therefore, there may be kind of a rebirth of a new passion in career that you weren't expecting. If you have been wanting to quit, but you've been kind of reluctant to quit, this is your big, yes, it's time to quit and move on. You will be supported in this and another opportunity that fits more in line with what you want out of life now is going to arise for you. So it's okay to go ahead and start making your plans towards quitting. You can jump. There's a safety net below, essentially. All right, and lastly for spirit, what do spirit guides want to tell you? We've got the 2 of Cups and the Elephant. They're basically saying that spirit is very strong within you this month. You're able to hear them. You're able to feel their warmth around you in the month of August 2020. And then I love that it's paired with the elephant because the elephant is signifying like an unstoppable wisdom, someone who has gained a lot of knowledge, and then good fortune is going to spring up for them as well. The elephant can also like kind of mow down any obstacles that are in your way And so this is like Spirit saying, hey, we've got you. We're going to mow down anything in your way, and we're really going to provide this opportunity for you to kind of be reborn into these new powers that you are now realizing that you have. Listen to Spirit, understand that they're generous and they're loving and they just want what's best for you is basically what they're saying. It's time to start developing some trust. You've had a lot of trust broken lately because things have sort of shifted for you and you're not really sure where you stand or where anything stands anymore. And so this is Spirit's way of saying it's okay to trust again. We've got you. Again, we've got that safety net there below you. You can go ahead and make that jump. I'd like to roll the astro dice just to see if we can get any more information. We've got the 12th house, which is Pisces, the Pisces symbol, and Venus, which is ruled by Taurus and Libra. So this could be saying that you have Taurus, Libra, or Pisces in your sun, moon, or rising sign. This is also, again, it very much goes back to the moon card here. Pisces is a reference to the moon, actually. It represents the moon in the tarot deck. It means you're dealing with a lot of delusion, mysticism. You're dealing with a lot of uncovering truths, uncovering things you didn't know about yourself, about the world, about people that you love. And I like that it's got this Taurus, Libra. Actually, I like specifically that it's Venus, because to me, Venus represents beauty. It represents harmony. It represents everything equaling back out. So yes, this was quite a shock for you, these things that you uncovered, and it kind of sparked a new desire in you to start uncovering truths. But Venus is really saying, don't worry, it's all going to come together harmoniously, and you're going to start understanding why you had to go through this. It's all becoming a little bit clearer now. So that's a really beautiful message to end on. These are all the messages I have for you, group number 1. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below if you need any advice on the certain thing that you've kind of uncovered lately. If you need additional advice, I'd love to pull an extra card for you moving forward to kind of help you feel a little bit more safe and secure. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like more pick a card videos, as well as monthly horoscope readings, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, group number 2, if you chose the Adventurine, then this is your August 2020 prediction video. Again, if you'd like to skip over the whole shuffling and placing part of the reading here, I will leave a timestamp in the description box below so you can go ahead and skip straight to the reading of number 2. But for the rest of us, let's begin. right, group number 2, let's go ahead and start out with where you are at the beginning of August of 2020, which is the Page of Wands reversed and the Devil reversed. All right, so you're definitely starting out the month a bit disappointed. It seems like there's been some kind of a setback, and it's creating a situation where you feel trapped in the role that you are in. You feel like you're kind of boxed in and there's no solution at the beginning of August of 2020. What happens, because we have this Devil card in reversed, is that you're actually going to start to be able to free yourself throughout the month. The changes you're making aren't necessarily going to be easy. They're not necessarily going to be no-brainers, but they're definitely going to be very, very healthy for you moving forward. And so I can see for you, you're kind of on the precipice of moving forward. Although you've been kind of delayed or not really been able to push things forward lately, it's all starting to finally open up for you again in August. So looking more specifically at love, we've got the Star reversed and Oshun. So the Star reversed is basically saying you're just sort of focusing on the negative in your relationship and you're missing any of the positive things around you. There's just some sort of disconnect between you and the person that you're dating, or you and the people that you're reaching out to date if you're single. You're kind of feeling like you're never really going to be with the right person, or that things are never really going to shake out the way that you want them to in love. But the good thing about it having Oshun here is Oshun is generosity. It's talking about giving of yourself freely. It's almost as if you aren't giving fully of yourself, and so others around you aren't either. And if you sort of start to change that perspective of what can I give to those that I love? What can I give to my significant other? What can I give to this person that I'm dating? I think you're going to see some of that reciprocated back to you. In fact, I know you're going to see some of that reciprocated back to you, because that's exactly what this card is talking about here. Offering nourishment, offering healing, and even fertility for some of you who are currently trying at the moment to have a kid. You might find some success this month or figure out a way to make this happen more succinctly for you. Just remember that love appears when we least expect it, and solutions to problems happen sometimes when we're not even looking for them. I just get the sense that something is going to come sweeping along and you're really going to be able to figure this situation out. For finances, we've got the Three of Pentacles reversed. This is telling us that you need to put some effort into your finances to achieve security. You're not going to be able to expect any kind of windfall or finances just coming to you magically. It's going to take some really hard work ethic this month in order to get the compensation that you need or want. Moving into health, you've got the World and Let Your True Self Shine. These are some great cards, you guys. If you've been sick lately or you've been dealing with a long-term illness, this is a good sign that things are going to be getting resolved. Things are going to be getting clear, and you're going to be able to come out of this and recover from whatever has been ailing you lately. And then it's paired with Let Your True Self Shine. A lot of what has caused this illness for you is you holding yourself back, and this dissonance between who you really are and who you're portraying. Spirit's letting me know that this is what's been causing some of the health issues for you. And I feel for a lot of you, I'm hearing like some kind of a mental illness that you've been struggling with lately. That is all due to you really not opening up and letting your true self shine through. You're dimming parts of yourself to kind of fit into the collective, and that's not what Spirit wants you to do. They want you to shine through, shine your truest self, be different. I love also, we haven't talked about this yet, but I love this unicorn card, how it's in there. I feel like that's just another reminder that you aren't supposed to be like everyone else. You're supposed to stand out. There's something about you that's very specific and very, very lovely. Definitely, this is a good time to like kind of experiment with the way that you're dressing. I know that might seem shallow, but sometimes the clothes that we wear can kind of change our mindset. And so if you've been feeling stuck, or if you've not been feeling like your truest self, experiment with some different kinds of looks. Think about things that you're good at and be proud of them. Write them down and look at all the things that you are already good at. Moving into work, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. Basically, I'm getting the vibe that you are not in a job that really allows you to showcase your work ethic. You're just not really that invested in your career. And therefore, you're kind of starting to notice your work performance slacking a bit. It could also mean that there's some kind of like greedy sort of boss person who's really just trying to suck you dry. in everything that they do, and they're really interrupting the rest of your life by creating a lot of unstable work-life balance for you. And so even though you'd like a better work-life balance, it's like every time you start to get it, they pull into the reins tighter and make it so it's much more difficult for you to do that. If you're looking for a job or a promotion, this is basically saying that you aren't quite qualified for that job at this time. And so you may want to look into getting more of a starting position in whatever field you're seeking out and getting some more experience and background, some more personal life experience in that area of work before you really start pursuing that bigger job that you want. But this is Spirit's way of saying, not just yet. We're acknowledging that you want this path. It's just not something that's best suited for you yet. There's still some more lessons for you to learn and roads for you to walk down. For Spirit, what does Divine want to say to you? We've got the Unicorn and the Justice card. So this is karma, karma, karma. Boy, are you dealing with some karma right now. You are really stuck in changing negative behaviors, looking at your patterns, seeing if they still serve you. The Unicorn card is all about being aware of one's higher self. It's about tuning into your intuition and listening to the higher part of yourself. So if you've been kind of stuck in a rut lately, or you just feel like the world is just one endless long to-do list, this is going to be a wake-up call month for you. You're going to really be looking into your day-to-day life and digging into deeper, bigger concepts. This is going to be a real spiritual journey for you, especially because we have a Spirit card in the Spirit column. Big changes are happening for you within your belief systems this month, and you're really looking at what you believe and what's out there and what you can learn more about and what excites you in the world of spirituality. The Unicorn is also associated with the 6th chakra or the 3rd eye chakra, so it 100% makes sense that you are kind of going through that. Part of the thing that's going to help you to develop your 3rd eye chakra this month is dealing with these old karmic issues. You're really, a lot of old things that have hurt you are being brought to the forefront, and you are having to deal with them head on, face them down, and figure out what lessons you sort of learned from those moments, and whether it's something that you want to be a part of anymore. There is a lot happening for you. I can really understand why you are struggling emotionally, because all of that is kind of raging inside of you right now and trying to figure out how to work itself out, because your 3rd eye chakra, it's time, it's ready for it to develop. And for that to happen, you kind of need to go through some shadow side work there. Let's go ahead and roll the Astro Dice to see if we can get any additional information. We've got the 11th house represented by Aquarius, the Gemini symbol here, and Uranus, which is represented by Aquarius as well. So we have Aquarius, Aquarius, and Gemini, so that could be in your sun, moon, or rising sign. And this is confirmation from Spirit that this reading was for you. But when I'm looking at the combination of these planets, signs, and houses, to me, Aquarius is all about like this unpredictable rebellion, reformation. It's social justice. It's the civil rights movement. It's the 1960s. It's everything that's kind of repeating itself. As you've probably heard before, we're going into another age of Aquarius. And so this is Spirit's way of really focusing in on this and focusing in on why we need your 3rd eye to develop, is what they're saying. We have to have your 3rd eye developing right now, and some of this old karma to be handled, and for your true unique self to start shining through, because it's time for you to be a part of the reformation. It's time for you to make long-lasting positive change in the world, and they're really wanting you to kind of step up and figure some stuff out now so that you can be a part of this movement. Gemini typically represents communication, it represents intellect, it represents language. Okay, so they are really needing your specific energy, your specific words, what's on your heart, because that is going to be what helps create this rebellious change moving forward. And this all starts here in August for you. That's why this month is so important. If you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards in this spread. It means that Spirit is really, really trying to hone onto some important themes in your life this month. And so I really want you to take some time to look at what patterns you already have. Look at that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reversed cards. That's a lot of reversals in one reading as well. A lot of internal focus, internal struggle here. You need to start getting yourself right so that you can really help grow the world. And I'm not trying to say that like the fate of the world rests on your shoulders or anything like as dramatic as that, but there's definitely a part that they specifically need you to play in this process. And so a lot of this karmic fire stuff that you're going through is to help kind of cleanse you and get you ready to help build people up in the future. These are all the messages I'm getting for you, group number 2. If this video resonates with you, please give it a like. Comment down below on one quality about yourself that you really, really love and appreciate so that we can all make sure that we see you really striving to let your truest self shine through. Subscribe to my channel for more pick a card videos as well as monthly horoscope readings, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey group number 3, this is your August 2020 prediction video. If you do not want to watch this next part where I'm going to be shuffling and dealing out your spread here, that's totally fine. Remember to check in the description box below to skip directly to the reading. But for the rest of us, let's begin. Starting with what you're going through at the beginning of August 2020, the 9 of Wands reversed. You're kind of in a resentful place at the beginning of this month. You are feeling a bit stubborn and obstinate and like things are never going to get better. I think it comes from a place of deep hurt, honestly. I think you've had a lot of things go wrong for you lately, and at this point you're just like, whatever, if you can't beat them, join them. And you've sort of lost your sense of happiness at the start of this month. So let's move into what's going to happen to you for the rest of the month. Starting with love, we've got Freya and the 8 of Wands reversed. For those of you in a relationship, it really feels like your relationship has run out of steam a bit. Whether it's like the ending of a honeymoon phase or you've been with this person for years and years and years, it's kind of like there's a lack of passion, there's a lack of excitement that there used to be, and so things are getting quite dull for you in a relationship. The good thing is it's paired here with Freya, which is radical acceptance. And so what does that mean? Basically, when we see Freya, it means to accept that the end doesn't mean defeat. Accept that just because a cycle has ended does not mean that you have lost. It just means a new cycle is beginning. In your relationship, things have lost the excitement, the kind of passion and sexy little romance that it had at the beginning. That's not you losing. That's not something that's going wrong necessarily. Simply, it's the end of something. And just because you let something die, let it kind of go and let it get more grounded, that makes it stronger, actually. Letting things get grounded and letting things get real and really dealing with the real stuff is where true, long-lasting love happens. Now, that being said, there is a small portion of you that this combination does mean it's time to end the relationship. So if you have been thinking for a long time that it's time for you to end the relationship up until this month, yes, it is time to let go of this relationship. Accept that it's not a failure just because it's ending. It's just you're moving on to the next chapter of your life. For my single people in group number 3, this 8 of Wands here is telling me that initially you're going to meet somebody, or you probably have met somebody already that, like, you, when you first met, it was like crazy, it was electric. You guys were obsessed with each other, talking all the time, and now it's almost like they're kind of ghosting you in a way. They're not getting back to you. There's not much more to say. It's kind of run its course. Again, Freya comes in to say that's okay. That happens. That's a part of life. These are the cycles that we go through as human beings. Relationships are fluid, right? They're not stagnant. They're not going to stay the same way forever. And in fact, I don't think anything can burn that obsessively for that long without eventually fizzling out. And so it's okay to accept that this is no longer the relationship it was. You don't need to feel the need to really hold on to that obsessive feeling and try to get back to that place. Just live in the here and now and live in the reality of the situation. I know that's much easier said than done, and it's much easier to talk about it than to actually go through the feelings of that process. So my heart is with you, group number 3. For finances, we have the Hermit card reversed. So what this is saying is it's actually a really good time for you to go and seek out someone who is wiser and more familiar with money and finances. Now is a really good time to make those plans, to set in stone long-term goals, and to really start asking around and looking at the way other people are handling their finances and try to get into the habit of doing those good qualities as well. It's not a good time to jump into things without understanding and just like risk. It's not a good time for financial risk, essentially. So be very, very aware of what you're doing with your finances and how it's going to help you in the long term. This is a long-term planning month, not a spending month, unfortunately, for you, group number 3. All right, for health, we have got the 3 of Wands and reach your goals. I like where this is headed. The 3 of Wands and health to me would signify you getting some kind of help or some kind of a breakthrough happening in an area where you've been struggling within your health and you really being able to move forward. And that's very much supported by the reach your goals. This is the 3rd chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and it has to do with trusting yourself and finding your own confidence and really pushing forward to make things happen that you want to see. I'm hearing weight loss for some people, or fitness goals of some kind. Some of you have really been focused on your health as far as like preventative health care, things that you can do in order to better your chances of getting some kind of a disease. And this is like saying there's going to be some kind of a breakthrough for you this month where you learn a really good system or you get in place a really great routine in order to help with long-term health for yourself. So if you don't already have a really good, strong, healthy health routine, this is the month that you can focus on that. It's all going to work out really, really well for you. Some things that you can do in order to help yourself develop this routine if you don't have one already is start a goal and then break that goal down into 5 small steps. So whenever we're changing a routine, we want to start small and we want to give ourselves a lot of leeway It's really hard to change a pattern, and so we're not going to be hard on ourselves if we don't get it right the first couple of tries. Another thing you're going to want to do is make a sign of the main goal that you're working towards and hang it up somewhere that you can see it. Not somewhere where you're going to obsessively be looking at it, just somewhere where you're going to notice it throughout the day and kind of have that as a reminder to yourself that that's the goal that you're working on. It's okay to backslide, okay? Again, it takes a long time to change a habit, so don't be hard on yourself. If you can at the end of the week, it's always helpful to kind of reflect back on what you have and haven't accomplished, and then try to figure out what things are kind of standing in your way of not reaching your goals. Moving on to work, you've got the moon reversed. All right, so I really like the moon card reversed in the career area because this is talking all about if things have kind of been very unclear and you're not quite sure if you're on the right career path. This is the month where all of that becomes a lot more clear for you. Something I wanted to bring up in conjunction with that, any card you have that is not a major arcana or an oracle card is a wands card. And so to me, that means you are building structure right now. You are figuring out what's working for you, what you're passionate about, and you're building a structure. You're laying down foundations that allow you to develop those things that you are passionate about. It could also just mean that you have a fire sign, so Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo in your sun, moon, and rising. What I do see is that this month is all about building foundations. And so the moon and career here to me is saying you were maybe kind of confused about your career and what you wanted to do before, and now you're starting to get more confident about the direction that you want to be moving. And what do spirit guides want to say to you? We've got the King of Wands and the Whale. You're starting to kind of realize that life is a journey and not something you can kind of sprint and figure out and just be good and take a rest and take some time off. You're really understanding that life evolves and changes and grows. For you specifically in the realm of the spiritual world, you're really going to be developing and progressing on your spiritual path. You're really going to start to figure out where you kind of fit in on this bigger universal plane. The Whale card goes really well with this because this is all about the desire to delve deeper into complicated topics. It's about having this ancient wisdom that you tap into. For some of you, I think you're going to be discussing more difficult issues like dimensions or the Merkaba or just other kinds of spiritual realm type of things you may find interesting this month. It's going to be about linking the connection between compassion and communication and really understanding that you have enthusiasm, you have energy, and you are now achieving a lot of experience and gaining a lot of wisdom to be able to move forward and kind of reach some of these goals or do some of the things you've not really been able to do so far. So any area of your life that's been at a standstill, it's actually you have the tools to move through these things now, especially here with the Whale. I mean, the Whale is really a great card to get anywhere, but specifically for spirit, it's really about having an inner knowing and learning from past mistakes and learning from your past and taking that knowledge forward to better your future. And so that's a really exciting card for you guys to get. I would say make it a habit to do regular self-care. You want to make sure that you are really taking care of yourself and allowing yourself some time to breathe and relax so that way you can check back in and self-reflect and make better progress towards some of these goals. Let's roll the Astro dice here. We have the 4th house, which is Cancer, the Aries symbol, and the North Node. And so this could be saying that you have Aries or Cancer in your sun, moon, or rising. It could also be saying that Aries and Cancer is your actual North Node sign, which if you don't know what North Nodes is, that's basically the path in which you're supposed to start moving towards. North Node and South Node. North Node is what you're moving towards, and South Node is what you're leaving behind. If that's the case, then what you're supposed to be moving towards is a much more courageous and action-oriented path than you've been on. I think you're really starting to master your emotions and become very aware of that and how to control your emotions at this point in your life. The goal for you to be able to control your moods and be able to kind of wrap it all together with passions and go out there and do something that you truly believe in, that you truly find sanctuary in. When I see Aries and Cancer together, for me, it all ties back into femininity, and you actually have a lot of divine feminine cards. Again, doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a female to have a strong divine female within you. Those things are not linked. They're linked in the sense of, they're the same word, but it's not necessarily linked. It just means developing your more nurturing, passionate, emotional side. It means being more sensual, looking into the world of aesthetics and beauty. And so you're really moving towards that world, and I don't know why, but Libra just popped in my head. Some of you have a Libra in your sun, moon, or rising sign. I'm not sure why that needed to be said, but you're really looking into using aesthetics, using beauty and nurturing and sensuality to push a passion project that you've been working on. And so you're really maturing and coming into your own, and August is kind of the pinnacle of turning for that part of your life for you. These are all the messages I'm getting for you, group number 3. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below on what one of your mini goals is so that we can all support you in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like more pick a card videos, as well as monthly horoscope readings. I will see you next time. Bye.